Welcome. I am so excited to share with you this video because I know this is something that comes up for a lot of CEO and coaches. And I'm really excited because this is one of my most favorite things to talk about. And in the past 11 years, we have really figured out and nailed down how do you actually go evergreen, and especially how do you, what we call our Evergreen Plus method, how do you go evergreen in between your launches so you can actually grow your audience, make more money, and my favorite part, have it be a simple process. I know if you're here, then you've probably thought about going evergreen before, but you don't know the best way to go evergreen. Maybe you're concerned it's going to take a lot of time. I know if you're here, then you are busy, right? And you want to make sure everything you're doing is getting you closer to your goals of making more money and making more of an impact. And that's exactly what we're talking about in this video. So like I said, if you're here, then you probably want to go evergreen. You may want to go evergreen in between your launches and you don't know the best way. So you might feel like it takes a lot of time and you're not really sure how it's going to fit in between your launches. Is it going to add to your launches? Is it going to take away? Well, what I want for you and what we really have been working on developing in the past 11 years with our business and our students and our clients' business is to be able to actually hit and exceed your revenue goals and be able to get sales and clients every single week. And the ripple effect is that your launches are actually going to work better. And the best part, my favorite part, is that you have this feeling once you have this simple system to go evergreen in between your launches, you really feel like a rock star because you're able to make money in between your launches every single week. And you realize that selling can be easier. All right, so let's dive in. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share my screen because I'm a really visual person and it really helps me to guide you through. So if you don't have the worksheets yet that come along with this video, then there is a button around this video that you can download the worksheet. So I want to make sure that you have them because like I said, I'm a really visual person and it really helps me solidify information, and probably you too, when I kind of write alongside. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so what we are going to do. So this is how to hit or exceed. We have plenty of students and clients that actually exceed their revenue goals in between their launches. And then you know what happens? They actually make more money in their launches because everything is working better. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But the bottom line is this is how to hit your revenue goals in between your launches with your current audience. This is with no additional ad spend if you don't want to spend money on ads. Okay, so two major problems I want to talk about when it comes to scaling your revenue. Now, codependent, if you've ever listened to my podcast, then I talk a lot about this, but a lot of people are actually codependent on their launches. And what does that actually mean? Because that might sound really fancy to you, but the truth is a lot of people are relying on their launches to be able to pay the bills. And to you, maybe that doesn't sound so bad, but the thing that it does cause in a lot of people, it causes a lot of stress in their life and their business. Because if your launch has worked really well in the past, and sometimes we have this fear of like, well, what if I can't replicate this? What if everything falls apart? What if? And that's one, I just want to validate you because that's totally normal. We've all been there. We've all felt like that. But when you actually set up an evergreen system in between your launches, it does establish some safety for you so you don't get so incredibly stressed out in your launches, which I really love because it actually helps you have a better relationship with your business and with your money and with your launches because you're a little bit more stable. Plus the fact when you implement an evergreen system, it allows you to work on your messaging in between your launches, which I love because you get instant feedback with what's working and what's not working, or what's working and what can be improved in between your launches. So it actually informs your launches and helps your launches work better, because your evergreen system helps you determine what your people actually want and how your launches can work better. So that's the other benefit. So again, a lot of people are codependent on their launches. They rely on them to make money, which can actually affect the performance of yourself as a CEO and affect the performance of your launches. And when you work on selling every single week, even in an automated way, it allows you to get more data. So again, your launches can work better. That's the first problem. The second problem we see is another thing that can cause stress. And the truth is, we have a Facebook ads agency. We love Facebook ads, but one of the other problems we see is that people actually going in the red with their ads. Again, that can, when you're increasing your ad spend every single launch, this can increase your risk every single time you launch. Some people recommend that as soon as your launch is profitable, you start pouring money into Facebook ads. And we are a little bit different. We're a little bit out of the box. We're a little bit more conservative. So we actually help you, again, set up your evergreen system so we can actually make more money between your launches with your existing audience without spending more and more money on ads. And this system actually allows you to test your message, warm up your people for your next launch, improve your cash flow, and increase your profits. So how awesome would that be? So this can, instead of pouring tons of money into your launch Facebook budget, we implement the Evergreen system, which allows you to test your messaging, warm up your people, improve cash flow and profitability. Okay, so basically, overall, two big problems: codependent on launches, which causes a lot of stress. When you implement Evergreen, you can make money in between your launches. And like we said, instead of going in the red into ads during your launches, implementing Evergreen can help you test messaging for your launch, warm up people for your next launch, improve cash flow and profitability, which to us, awesome. Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we actually do this? Well, this is our Evergreen Plus method. And when people come to us, it's usually because they want to set up some type of system to go evergreen in between their launches. And they want to do this with their current audience and without spending tons of money on ads. That is our specialty. So the first step in this, and I like to have some fun with this to make it a little bit fun, because sometimes Evergreen, you go into it thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to be so much work. And of course it's work, like that's business, right? But if you use our system, it's fun. And to me, I love a good challenge, and being able to sell to my audience every single week, it's just fun for me because I'm able to help people every single week. So what's the first step? The first step is to become goals. Now, what does that actually mean? I have seen this, and it can be such a source of inspiration for people when you hear from a 7-figure CEO that they're doing launches and they're working, and in between they're running their Evergreen system and it's continuing to drive sales in between their launches, because it makes launches less stressful. So I want that for you. I want you to become that source of inspiration for other people. So the first step is actually, we want to become goals, but we also want you to determine your goals. So what are your goals? If you could wave a magic wand and say, oh my gosh, if I could make this much money before my next launch, that would be amazing. That would feel so safe. That would feel so much less stressful. What's that number for you? And that's the first step, because once you actually determine what is my goal, what's my evergreen goal? Do I want to make an extra 10K, 20K, 30K before my next launch? And just having that awareness allows you to really figure out, okay, let me back into my plan. So first step is figure out that number. Awesome. And you can pause this video at any time so you can determine your goals and come back. Now, the second step is we want to determine the 15%. Now, a lot of programs, a lot of coaches really, and in our launches, we tend to talk to the people that need the nurturing, that need the long period of time. But the truth is 15% of your audience is actually ready to buy now. So with our Evergreen system, we want to actually determine who is the 15%. And with our Evergreen Plus system, we help you. Basically, it's like the Harry Potter sorting hat. Who is the 15%? Who are the 15% of people who are ready to buy now? We want to serve them. And then the 85%, those are the people we're going to nurture until our next launch. So what we want to do is we want to determine who's the 15%. We want to sell to them now. And then we want to nurture the 85%. Okay. And that's how we continue to make sales every single week, by determining who's the 15% and we want to sell to them. And then this is my lefty handwriting, so you have to bear with me a little bit. And then the 85% we're going to nurture. Okay, awesome. Now, the third step is keep it simple, sweetie. This is my 6th grade language arts teacher used to say this. Keep it simple, sweetie. Keep it simple. It can feel so safe and easy to overcomplicate things sometimes. And the truth is, Evergreen selling doesn't have to be complicated. With our Evergreen Plus system, we actually keep it incredibly, incredibly simple. So this kind of goes into the next one with hot content, but we basically want to take our hot content, and then we want to determine the 15%, and then we want to sell to them in the easiest way possible. And for some people, and this is with our Evergreen Plus, we actually help you determine what is your simplest selling system, because we want our people to feel like they are being served and they are being seen. And a lot of times in the launch model, we make people jump through hoops. And we make them click a lot of links and we make them watch a lot of videos. This is not that. This is keeping it simple and getting them direct to the sale as fast as possible with the people who are ready to buy now. They're ready to buy now. Now, there is going to be 15% of you who are watching this video who want to learn and get our Evergreen Plus method. Those are going to be the people who click through and message us and have conversations with us to get our system. And we teach you the same exact thing. And we walk you through the process. So those people who are ready to buy now, they have the level of awareness that they want their problem solved now. Those are in your 15%. We want to sell to them. And then the hot content. So this is really determining what is the content you need to create that's going to get the people who are ready faster to the sale. Now, this isn't about creating tons of how-to content, tons of long-form content. This is about determining what is at the top of their mind now. What do your people wake up in the morning thinking about? What are they texting their friends? As experts, right? I've been doing this 11 years. I've worked with hundreds of people, helping them implement this. And I can go graduate level I can go like PhD level in marketing really fast. But the truth is, my people aren't where I am. So I want to talk to them with what is at the top of their mind. And that's what you need to do too. If you can speak to that thought cycle that's running through their head, and you can touch on that point and talk to them so they feel seen and heard, they're going to want to engage with you more. They're going to want to really determine how you can help them. So we want to determine what's the hot content, what is on the thought loop in their head. What's the first problem they want solved? And we want to create to that. And then the last step in the Evergreen Plus method is figuring out your rockstar offer. Now, a lot of people are like, I got my offer nailed down, but your offer should be like the greatest gift that people want. Now, my husband knows I have had on my vision board this, which you might think this is ridiculous or not, but bear with me, this Chanel bag. For years. It's on my vision board. I am like, I keep saying 2022 is the year that I get this Chanel bag. That is like, oh my gosh, if we're talking materialistic things, that is at the top of my list. And I want to package up my program like it is that gift. That is that thing. Now, do I need the Chanel bag? No, I definitely don't need it. It is definitely a 10 out of 10 want. So we want to figure out what is the 10 out of 10 want for your people. And we want to craft the messaging around that. We want your offer to be the biggest gift for your person. It is the biggest want. Now, a lot of times in our messaging, we talk to the thing that they need, not the thing that they want, because I want to help create freedom and create so much wealth for the women that I work with, that I want to talk to you about all the things I can do for you. But it actually all starts with helping you make money between your launches with your current audience. I know if I can do that for you and give you that system, that is going to be the best gift that I can give you. And that's at the top of your mind. So what is that for your people? What would be the biggest gift for them that they want to open? It's kind of like getting the vacuum cleaner that you know you need, but like do you really want that as a gift? Like, oh, thank you, I needed that. Versus like the Chanel bag is like, oh my gosh, you did that for me. That's what we want to give to our people. So, okay, 5 steps in starting to go evergreen between your launches with our Evergreen Plus method. 1, determine your goals. Determine that number that would be like, oh my gosh, if you did that for me, that'd be awesome between my launches. 2, determine who's the 15%. Keep it simple, sweetie. We want to create the simplest evergreen system ever because those people are ready to buy. 4, create your hot content. What is the thought loop in their head? Talk to that. And 5, create your rockstar offer like the biggest gift. So now I want to walk you through our framework because that's going to help give you an idea of 1, how you start to do this. And 2, this is actually going to help see how we can help you with our Evergreen Plus method. Do this in your business so you can create your evergreen system between your launches so you can make more money and help more people in between your launches, which is awesome. Okay, so this is our Evergreen Plus system. This is sales on repeat. Okay, so how do we do this? So the first step is your goal. So now you have this triangle in front of you. I want you to fill this in for you. If you don't have this printed out, you can just draw this with me. Now I want you to put in that number, that goal number that you said before, that you said in number 1. What is the goal evergreen revenue between your launches? So I'm just going to put a nice even number here, which is like 20K. Maybe you want to do 20K in evergreen sales between your launches. And for you, that would be amazing. And that would feel so good, right? So that's our result that we want. So now what are the three typical frustrations when going evergreen? And how do we solve this? Well, the first struggle we see often when going evergreen, and this can stop people from actually wanting to go evergreen, is 1, low conversions. And low conversions feel like, oh my gosh, it takes a long time to get people to the sale with evergreen. It's how do I actually create scarcity? How do I get people to buy now? There's a lot of frustrations around low conversions, right? The second frustration, which can stop people from going evergreen, is they feel like, oh my gosh, I have an unengaged audience. Maybe during your launches, your audience is like hopping, but between your launches, it kind of slows down. And then the third is you feel like, oh my gosh, how do I go evergreen? I'm going to have to do everything myself because you don't have enough support. Right? So which of these do you relate with the most? Are you feeling like you're going to have low conversions if you go evergreen, or maybe you've done this before and you've had low conversions? Do you feel like your audience is unengaged? It's like crickets? Or do you feel like, oh, I don't know if I could do this because I don't know how I could do this on my own? Okay, awesome. So how do we fix this? Well, the first step is really increasing those conversions. So you're making sales every single week. When we implement our Evergreen Plus system, we get leads every day, sales every week, leads every day, sales every week. Our audience is growing every single day. Those conversations are growing every single day, and sales are coming in every single week. So again, we're getting to that middle number. The next step is to grow your hot audience. Now, this is really cool because when you learn how to grow a hot audience, it's helping you not only get leads every day and sales every week, it's going to carry over into your launches. So the 85% of people who are being nurtured with the Evergreen Plus system are going to buy in your launches, which is really cool. And then we also help you figure out, okay, how do I get support? How do I get support? So implementing the Evergreen Plus system can feel almost fun and easy and really, really supported. Okay, so now one of the favorite things that we do is, I'm going to talk about the money aspect, the conversions, because I know it's really important. And the first step is when we implement the higher conversions pillar in the Evergreen Plus system, we actually focus on qualifying. Now, this is how we determine who's in the 15% of people. We qualify. And this is like the Harry Potter sorting hat, where you come in and you qualify people. So, you know, hey, do you want help now? Is this a now thing? Or is this a later thing? Is this a now thing or is this a later thing? And neither is good or bad. We just want to determine. So with our Evergreen system, one of the first things we do is we qualify our people, because there's people sitting in your audience right now that want help right now. So who are those people? We figure out who those people are and how we can help them. The second step is determining your rockstar offer. Now, we actually use the STAR method, which is our 5-step system to creating a rockstar offer. And this is how we package up your offer. Like, it is the best gift. Like, it is the Chanel bag of offers for your people. And the third step is to create your system to sell weekly. This is your KISS system. This is your keep it simple, sweetie system. So you determine how you can sell every single week. So you have money coming in every single week and it feels easier and you're feeling more aligned, which is also really important. Now, the next step is to create your hot audience, which is really important. We don't talk about audience growth for the sake of audience growth. We talk about audience growth to figure out how to grow our audience of the right people who want their problem solved. So this really comes down to creating hot content around that thought loop that they have in their head all the time. Creating content that speaks to them, that helps them feel seen and heard, that helps them feel, oh my gosh, they can help me now. And the second step is to nurture. We have our process to help you nurture your audience inside the Evergreen Plus system, because 85% of those people need to be nurtured, right? So we want to sell to the 15% and we want to nurture the 85%. So then when you do your launch, they're nurtured and they're ready to buy. And the third step of this goes along with the qualifying, but we have a very specific process inside the Evergreen Plus system that allows people to self-select and raise their hand and say, hey, I want help with this. So if that's you, if you want the Evergreen Plus system and you want to be walked through how to have higher conversions in your Evergreen system, how to create a hot audience, and how to get support, then you're going to raise your hand to get more help. And now the third step here really is to, one, determine your CEO zone. We don't want you doing everything. Your chances are, if you're here, you're the visionary. And the visionary, the CEO, you don't do everything, but we want to know, what are you really good at? What is that zone of genius? What are the things that you're awesome at? Are you awesome at magnetizing your audience? Are you awesome at being on video? Are you awesome at connecting with your audience? We want you to sit in that CEO zone. So again, when you can sit in your CEO zone, all of these other things become more effortless. You can create higher conversions and you can connect with the audience of people who want to buy from you easier when you sit here. So I want you to just think about right now, how often are you sitting in your zone of genius? What things are in your zone of genius? And how can we keep you there more? The first way to keep you there more is to really figure out what is your zone of genius. Now, the second step is to figure out what your trouble zone is. This is where you need the most help. And for those of you who said, oh my gosh, I would love to do this Evergreen Plus system, but I don't know if I have the capacity to do it right now. This is actually something we walk you through inside the Evergreen Plus system, is figuring out what's that trouble zone. What do you need to hire for? What do you need to delete? What do you need to offload? What do you need to get rid of? Most businesses are doing things that aren't driving revenue, and we don't scrap them right away, but we do want to determine what are the things that are leading to revenue and what's in your trouble zone. What do we need to delete or delegate? Or maybe just delay, do it later. And the third step, once we figure out what's your zone of genius, what's your CEO zone, what's your trouble zone, then we focus on hiring and getting you more support. And these are the 3 steps to creating that goal in the middle in Evergreen Sales. Determine your hot audience, create your hot audience, get your people talking back, figure out what is your conversion system to get those leads every day, sales every week, keeping it simple, qualifying people so we know who we should be selling to and who we should be talking to in that 15%, and the 85% we nurture until your next launch. And then the third step is getting you in your zone of genius. Figuring out what things in your business can be delegated, what things in your business can be deleted, and what things in your business can be delayed. And then hiring the team of people to support you. And that's how you build your Evergreen Plus system to get you making money in between your launches with your current audience. Okay, so this is our whole system. So 1, I would love to hear your takeaway. You can DM me on Instagram. And 2, if you know you want help with this, if you know you want to learn our Evergreen Plus system, then send us a message and we will get you the info. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It was so much fun to walk you through our system, and I'll see you soon.